I'm talking to Margie at Portland Nursery on Stark about spring containers, and really it's the time of year to start doing that. And Margie, you really have a lot of great tips and a lot of great ideas for us. So let's just jump in.
Okay.
And so what is the first thing that we should do when we're starting to think about spring containers?
Well, the first thing you want to do is decide whether you're going to put it in sun or shade.
Sure.
But then also select your container. Your container is one of the most important things, or start with your shrub. Whatever you find first, and then build your container around that. In this case, the crinodendron was the first thing I found, and then we just built off of that.
That is a great focal point because it's so unusual with these beautiful little pendulous flowers. It's cool.
Yeah, the red. You know, this one is on the tropical side, so you certainly want to bring it inside because it's zone 8 and 9, or have it in a protected area. And so you can always use one of those pot caddies too, which will help you get it in and out.
Great idea. And then what about soil? Can I just use any kind of soil? What do you think?
No, black gold, all-purpose or all organic, or the EB stone potting soil are two of the best ones that I'd recommend.
Oh, great. And so we just want to have a nice collection of plants. I see that you have so many different things to play with today.
Well, you know, you could just start with 3 plants, but you really need to get a feel for your base and see how the color is going to come together. So when I selected the crinodendron and then the purple from the anemones,
that's pretty.
Deep
look at that.
Purple was kind of going to the kind of felt like the antique shades, especially with the dark green. And then with the purple, of course, I had to throw in some orange because I just love the orange tulips. And this is a seasonal container, so we are focusing on all of our seasonal plants.
And you know, I noticed that there's a backside to this plant, which is real flat.
Right, so in this situation, I selected this tree, the shrub, to also become a tree. So I want to prune out a couple of the branches also.
Oh, okay.
So you actually, we're going to leave the front because it's all in bloom, and so that can come into bloom, and then you can remove the bottom foliage, or just leave it, and then you can just have it grow into a shrub, and then maybe think about in the middle of summer removing all the foliage.
So it's really, you should look for the plants and kind of place it, kind of look at it to where it's going to be, and just not think it's static, because you can play with it.
Right, this is evergreen, so if you're needing a small little anchor, like say 3 feet, this shrub will actually get 10 feet, and so it'll be in this container, you know, for 5 years. You'll change out your annuals. But the shrub should last for about 3 to 5 years in this container.
And I love that idea about changing out the annuals, because the hyacinth's going to be done, the tulips are going to be done, and you want to think ahead to the next season.
Exactly. So you have about a month plus for the annuals and the anemones. And then also we've got in some of the Salvia argentina, which is perennial, biennial. It's zone 8 and 9. It does get a flower stalk with tiny little panicles of white pinkish flowers, but in this application we just want to use it for the foliage, so we're not going to let it bloom because it's really striking with the container and the dark green of the foliage of the crinodendron.
And then we can also go forward with the geraniums. We can put those in later.
So the zonal geraniums will replace the tulips. You could set your tulips in the pots, but I tend to plant a container, which I like to do and I always do, because that way you have a real nice full finished product when you're done.
Oh, that's a great idea, because you don't want to wait all those months to have it fill in.
No, you don't have to. You just want to make sure you have contrast, be it with leaf color or flower color, and just pack it. So we're also put in some of the Lysimachia chocolate.
That's a nice one too.
So that's going to have yellow flowers. It'll hang down.
Well, cool.
And it's about summertime. You'll have some yellow flowers there.
And you know, we didn't talk about fertilizer, and I just want to get that in. So you just want to use some starter fertilizer, and then maybe in later in the season.
So start with the Sure Start EB Stone, and then it's about 7 tablespoons for about a 5-gallon container like this. And then in about 2 weeks, start with the fish and kelp. And this is all hooked up and ready to go for hose-in applications, which is perfect for your yard. You want to make sure that you don't spray the flowers because it will spot.
Oh, that's true.
And you don't want to use it, say, 2 weeks before an event.
Because it does smell a little fishy.
Just a bit.
Well, you know, you can come down to Portland Nursery on Stark or on Division, talk to all the staff there, and really get some great ideas for spring containers. Well, thank you so much.